Hello, welcome to the Data Channel. And today we are diving into one of the super important topic in the world of data, modern data platforms that we call. And this topic is more about the data as a service, which is also called as DaaS, right? And knowingly, unknowingly, you might have used this. So you probably know about this if you're like if you're talking about, or if your team is talking about data mesh, data centralization, data monetization, right? And data ownership, these kind of modern data platform related topics. So definitely you might have heard about DaaS. But what do this really mean? And what more importantly, how do they show up in real world so that we need to understand? And before proceeding, if you are new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. Basically, until now, people have mostly heard about software as a service, which is a SaaS, right? We have, like, if you compare software as a service with data as a service, it works, conceptually, it works similarly, right? And it just about SaaS eliminates the need for software installation on device and provides users with access to digital solutions over the network. Let's take example of Netflix, right? So Netflix in a digital media, or you take a Dropbox, which is a storage solution, or you can take example of Tableau Cloud for visualization. And if you take example of Git, so it provides the cloud-based version control mechanism, right? So these are all the example of software as a service. Basically, what they are doing is so you are paying them, or you are subscribing for their services and software services that you are using. In case of Netflix, you are subscribing and you're getting digital media as a product from the Netflix. So that is a software as a service, right? So it's a subscription based model, and the application, everything is stored in the cloud, and you're accessing it via the cloud. So you don't own the background or infrastructure of anything here, right? So you need not install the Netflix as an application in your desktop or mobile application in your mobile. Basically, you are just accessing it via um, like a as a digital platform where you are accessing it directly from the cloud, right? So and you are paying for what you are exactly using. That is a software as a service. Similar to that, if you come to the data as a service, this also transforms most storage part, integration part, and the processing part. Because so when it comes to a data as a service, what happens here is most of the when you talk about data, the most important part is the storage, right? How do you store the data and how do you integrate? Because that data is stored in different ways. I mean to say, like, data can be a streaming batch, or it might be coming from different databases, file systems. How do you integrate it? How do you schedule or orchestrate the pipelines of data internally? And how do you process the data? That entire end-to-end operation is taken care by DaaS provider, right? So they will do all of this: the data collection, storage, integration, processing, and all of this. The DaaS will take care of it, and the data is usually in the cloud, right? And what is the major difference here, right? When it comes to the software as a service and data as a service, so the only key difference is in software as a service, the product was your software itself. The service you are getting is a software, but in the data as a service, you are getting the product as a data. That's the key difference here, right? And so if you see here, there are different data sources which is coming from different applications, databases, or any kind of data storing in a file system, etc. And you are centralizing that data as a DaaS, and like you are giving that data as a service to different teams that are within the organization, right? So it can be within the organization or external to the organization. That doesn't matter. But the key important thing here is that the data is stored in a central repository and central platform, and that is distributed to different clients. So So what exactly DaaS is, right? Let's start with a uh, let's think of it as a data on a tap. That means you open the tap and you get the data. So you don't care how it is stored, processed behind the scenes, right? And you just want to access it fast, right? So it's just like using a weather API. Suppose you are building an application, Android application, you want to build a application where similar to like Uber or any like Uber, for example, right? So and you want to have the map map or weather API, right? So based on that, you can perform certain calculations. So the one option you have is you build your own weather API to get the data from the like whether it's like directly from the weather satellites, or you kind of use the weather APIs that are readily available, which gives you the data. So that is the service which is provided by the particular weather API provider. So you just use it, you hit the URL, it's the API, you just pass certain parameters, and boom, you get the data and the forecast or weather API using that weather API. So you don't need to collect the data, or you don't need to store it like anywhere, right? You just use it based on the parameter. Suppose you want to have a weather forecasting for a particular day for a particular region, so you can just pass those relevant parameters and you just get the data for that, right? You are not bothered about how the data is collected, how it is refreshed on daily basis, and the entire data of complete earth, how is it calculated or how it is stored. You're not worried about it, all right? So that is as simple as that. And data as a service is essentially data management strategy. So that utilizes the cloud. Usually, it will be in the cloud to provide the storage part of it, integration and processing part of it, and the analytics services over the network connections. And like data as a service, basically, consider it as a when you are thinking about the organization. So you can think about like an enterprise data platform. What the organizations maintain. That means all the organization's data is centralized in one place, and so no matter they don't care about the data quality, data volume. So they just bring the data from all the possible sources, and they will dump it in a particular place, right? So and they will call it as an enterprise data platform, and they make it accessible to all the departments anywhere, anytime. That means they don't care about the data quality, data availability, data volume. They're just bringing and dumping the data in one single platform. So they call it as an enterprise data platform. That is also a data as a service, right? And so basically, once the data is dumped in the centralized location, so there is a different concept. So we can discuss in the upcoming videos, that is called as data mesh. So how do you clean the data? How do you own the data for a particular department? So that data as a product is a concept more of a data mesh. So that we will discuss in the upcoming videos. But when it comes to data as a service, you just dump a data in centralized location, and that will be accessible for whoever needs to access that data in the organization, or it might be external also, right? External, you can take example of like Google Map, Google APIs. So they provide a lot of APIs. They just dump the data. They just expose the APIs to developers. You can use it, leverage it, and make utilize of it. That is also example of data as a service. And it is like data as a service providers, like any other as a service offering. Like this particular data as a service is a more of a data-centric insights through the cloud, in a safe and cost-effective manner. That is quite important. And if you talk about on-demand access, what exactly the DaaS? So these are the key important things. You get on-demand access. That means get data wherever you want, whenever you want, and typically it will be a API or a query. So they will expose your API. You need to pass certain parameters, or a query. You just hit that query, and you get the data. It is on demand, right? Data is readily available. It is on demand. You just need to hit it and get the data. And it is like a no local storage needed, or it is more of a centralized, right? So because of the data is centralized, so you are not paying it for the storage, you are not paying it for processing anything, right? The provider manages storage, updates, quality, everything. Okay. And scalability and real time, because it is easily scale up and get the latest data. So that is why it is scalable and the data is more real time. And this it is based on a subscription model, like similar to SaaS applications. You usually pay as you go. That means if you're or you have a monthly subscription for this, and you just hit it and get the data, right? So those are the main key components. Now coming into the benefits, so definitely we'll have faster innovation. The reason is, if you are a startup organization or even the enterprise, like big enterprise or organization, so you need to have a competitive edge across your clients, or you need to give the shareholder benefits. Then you need to perform a faster innovation. So if you are performing a faster innovation, so definitely you need to have a third party data available from the external data providers, or like internally also you can create data as a service teams, which will provide the data faster, so that you can perform a faster innovations. And it also gives the financial flexibility, because you are using a data as a service. You can scale up and scale down according to your enterprise like requirements or the enterprise goals. And you can also have the flexibility of ad hoc analytics wherever you require to do a like POCs, wherever you want to experiment with the data and see how it is fit for a purpose. So you can readily data is available, you can do that. And so you generally get the cleaned and processed data. So you need not worry about the quality of the data here, right? And the reliability of the data. And also you are staying relevant, which is very important here, because if you build a data platform yourself, the data relevance or the data reliability might be questionable, because here now you are giving taking data as a service. So they are giving the data in a more reliable manner, and if there is anything changing over the time, like let's suppose take example of like the map that we are using, the Google Map or any kind of a map APIs. Or you can take an example of the credit score that you are getting for a particular trader, right? And that particular trader credit score, you can get it from a third party API. So you need not build that over the time, and all the organization who are using that can use that particular traders like a credit score uh, based on his name or ID in the system. So that actually gives you the, and whenever there is a uh, like any default happening from that particular trader, so definitely it will be updated more relevant in that more relevant score, or more updated credit score of that particular trader will be updated. You not worry about the reliability of the data, so you get the latest data always. And so any software updates or any security patches, so everything including the data quality will be taken care from the provider itself. So you can just rely on the data that they are providing. So these are the key important things. And now coming to the real world examples of DaaS, so which will give us the more bigger picture of how these are used in real world, or what exactly the leading DaaS providers. This is just examples again. So if you take a Snowflake marketplace, this allows third-party providers to share the data, like it might be a finance data, or you can take COVID-19 data via its marketplace, and consumers can query live up-to-date data sets directly without maintaining their own data pipelines. And key data aspect here is data is delivered as a service via secure sharing, and no replication is required, right? So it is always there. And if you talk about the second one, which is Boomerang terminal APIs, so this also provides the real-time financial data via APIs, and the traders and institutes consumes this data for analytics and trading decisions, right? So here, key data aspect, DaaS aspect is subscription based. It is on demand basically, and on demand access to the live data streams, right? Because the trading is live, right? So you cannot just rely on building a system and like like putting a budget on building a own own model, right? So basically, you are just using that as a service, right? Similarly, weather data APIs, like example is Open Weather Map, IBM Weather Company. So these are basically offers real-time and historical data weather APIs. These can be used in application building, logistic companies, and travel platforms, etc. So here the key data DaaS aspect is customers do not manage the data. See, they just simply consume it as a service, right? And the next one is Google BigQuery public data sets. So Google also provides a large public data sets like GitHub events and COVID data and different healthcare parameters for free querying. So that is also example of data as a service. And you have like other examples are like Databricks Marketplace. Databricks Marketplace also provides different kinds of data sets. You need to pay for the data sets. You can subscribe for them, and few are free and few are having some cost based associated with that. So you can consume a lot of data, maybe trader data, credit score data, marketplace data, health related data, etc. You can pay and use that. And Kaggle, most of the people might have used it, so they also provide a lot of data sets for free and subscription based, and you can use that data for any of your like practice or any of your analytics purpose. So these are basically just the few of the examples, right? And we can leverage that. And the key thing here when you're discussing all of this, right, is that you're consuming data as a service, just like a SaaS. It's just like a SaaS, but instead of applications, you are consuming the data sets here. So that is a key difference between SaaS and DaaS, right? And that's all about this particular video. If this video helped you, then hit the like button and subscribe to the data channel, and drop a comment below, and let us know if you are already using DaaS, right, or your team is still planning to use, right? Thanks for watching.